morning, Joyce. Is Mrs. Margolin in her office?
Yes, sir. Shall I connect you?
No, I think I'll just walk down the hall. Thank you. Constance, I'm glad I caught you in.
Something wrong?
Only the obvious. It's the same thing we talked about last month. The revenue by mail is only half what it was this time last year.
Well, I am sorry, Mr. Reddick. I just don't know what else to do.
No one's blaming you, Constance, but it is your department.
Well, I have sent follow-up letters to all of those who didn't respond.
Fine. Do you have the report from our Eastern office?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I mean a copy. I don't know what happens to things around here.
Oh, well, I can make one in just a few minutes.
But you're fine. I appreciate that.
Still here?
Well, it's 9 o'clock. In the morning, Steve. Come on.
Oh, no! I'm due in court in half an hour.
Since when?
Since last night. One of the Jackson kids was found in a stolen car. He's being arraigned this morning. Do I have time to shave?
If you hurry, it wouldn't hurt you to change that shirt either.
Change with what?
Well, the last time you slept over, you had to rush out and buy a new one. I figured it would happen again, so I had the old one laundered.
Oh, I love you.
Max.
Max. Hey, come on, where you going?
I figured somewhere else seemed like a good idea.
Listen, I'm rushing like mad. There's some notes on my desk. Accessory to grand larceny. Can you find them for me?
What about Mrs. Margolin?
What about her? Oh, this morning. Max, you talked to her. Lola gave him all of the notes that she gave us after we got her out on bail.
When I came in here and saw the two of you, I said to myself, by George, she's done it.
Well, you better stop targeting yourself.
No, I mean it. I mean it. I think you're gaining on him.
A lot of good doesn't mean what you think.
Can't hurt. I'm the only family he's got.
Well, then why don't you get him to stop working so hard, especially for losers? You know, there are actually people in this world who get into trouble and pay a lawyer.
Max, don't try charming Mrs. Margolin into thinking everything's all right, because it isn't. I mean, she's in real trouble.
I'll make some coffee.
You see, we just thought that the money had never been donated. We had no idea that any money was missing until the district attorney's investigation.
$225,000 is missing.
Well, that's what they say. Apparently, they checked with all the regular contributors who hadn't replied to my first request.
You were responsible for cash donations that came in by mail. You also admit to safe deposit holdings of almost $50,000 in cash. Now, the DA's assumption is that you either spent the money or that you have it hidden somewhere else.
It's not true. That's my money.
Isn't that a lot of money? I mean, for a woman of your income.
Most of it is from my late husband's life insurance, and the rest of it I saved. Mr. Castle, I grew up during the Depression, and I saw my father lose everything that we had when the markets failed and the banks closed. That's a terrible lesson. But I didn't steal the money. I've never stolen anything.
I'm sure you didn't. I'm afraid we're in a position of having to prove that you didn't. Or that someone else did.
Someone else?
Yeah. The money's missing. You've shown no record of it. Therefore, it must have been stolen before it ever got to you. Would have done that.
They didn't steal from me. They stole from thousands of refugees who need food and medicine. I don't know what kind of people do that.
Who do you work for?
Oh, I report directly to the trustees.
Who are?
Marjorie White, Lyle Reddy, Alfred Tabor. They could... They just wouldn't.
Neither would you, Mrs. Marlowe.
Against losing money on the horses. Besides the fact Lyle Reddy can afford it. He's inherited a fortune from some cousin in New York.
That was 6 years and who knows how many girls ago. Not to mention a string of bum race horses and a boat that the bank foreclosed on. I'm telling you, up until recently, he was close to broke.
Been busy.
Yeah. Just proves you needed an investigative assistant long before you got saddled with me.
Now, what do you mean, saddled?
I mean, thanks. But let's not kid ourselves. A real lawyer ought to be doing what I do for you.
I'm not complaining.
Sure. Promised that Florida judge I'd work in your office for 5 years if he suspended my sentence. Well, if I just sat around here all day reading comic books, you wouldn't complain either.
You know, you're the only one I know who can compliment somebody and at the same time make him feel he has to defend himself.
Well, maybe you do. Defend yourself against yourself. Any deadbeat walks in here and tells you he's a misunderstood choir boy, and you fight like hell to prove it. You're everybody's sucker.
Even yours is what you're saying.
In a way, yes. If I took a plane and disappeared, you'd be legally responsible.
Why don't you then?
Don't think I haven't thought of it.
You still thinking about it?
You want my brother?
It's a shame we're not all brothers, isn't it, Max?
Is that what you're getting at?
That wouldn't be a bad place to get to, would it?
No, it wouldn't. But while we're getting there, don't walk down any dark alleys. You might meet someone going in a different direction. Hello, Shirley. Heard Stoker was here.
Yeah, he's running a play. You in on it?
No. I can wait.
Okay.
That's right. Everybody.
What name Stoker used?
Frank Parsons.
Hello. Hey, Bob. Thought you told me you couldn't make it tonight.
I can't, Frank. I gotta be back in the office in half an hour for a midnight conference call. Thought maybe you guys would buy me a drink.
After what you took out of the game last week, you ought to buy us something.
He'll give it all back next week. You know all the boys here, don't you? Well, except Norm. Norm Carmichael, Bob Harper.
Norm? Well, don't let me hold you up. Maybe the little lady will fix me a drink.
A drink for real or tea on the rocks?
Straight bourbon. How long have they been going?
Couple of hours. Hope Stoker doesn't drag it out. I'm paying my babysitter $3 an hour.
That's right. How old's a kid now?
Just 4. You should see him, Max. He walks, talks, and looks just like Joe.
What's Joe doing?
2 to 5 in Leavenworth.
That's not what I meant.
The reason I looked funny at the door, the word was out that you got busted in Florida.
Yeah, there were problems, but it's okay now. Where'd Stoker find this Carmichael?
Airplane from Chicago. He owns some movie theaters in the Midwest that show those dirty pictures. He bragged to Stoker how he gets those young kids to take their clothes off for the camera, and then half the time he doesn't even pay them, and they're too scared to swap.
Nice fellow.
Yeah. So Stoker made a deal with him to cheat. Stoker deals him the winning cards, and then they split the profits afterwards.
I know how it goes, Sherman.
Yeah. Listen to me.
Hold it. You're cheating.
What are you talking about?
You're dealing from the middle of the deck instead of the top.
Crazy, you guys know me.
Hey, look, take it easy.
Oh, sure, it's okay with you. You're the only winner. Hey, you must be working with him.
What are you talking about? He's your friend. I just met him.
All right, that's enough. Sit down and take a walk.
Yeah, I'm not walking anywhere. Hey, the go I lost. Come on, get it up. Hey, for crying out loud!
Oh!
He's dead.
Surely go home now. Ted, wait.
What are you, crazy? Let's get out of here. He's right. That was an accident. That was nobody's fault.
You think the police are going to believe that when they find his body here? Especially if we all run? Let's just calm down. Calm it down. Sure, it was an accident. We all know that. What do you think your law firm's going to say when they find out you're involved in this?
What about my bank? Me in a poker game where somebody got killed. I can't handle that.
That's right. None of us can. Yeah, sure, it's a mess, but let's not panic.
But what are we gonna do?
What if he wasn't found here? All right, the hotel knows we're here. They saw us coming in. They'll see us leave. And if he's not found here, we're in the clear, right?
What are you getting at?
I know a guy who will take the body out of here, leave it on a beach, make it look like mugging and murder. I'm getting sick.
Hey, shut up! Now, this guy, will he know who we are?
No, he doesn't have to. I can take care of it myself, but it's going to cost some money.
How much?
At least $50,000.
50,000?
Yeah, and cheap at the price. That guy's caught with a dead man, dead from a bullet. He's looking murder one right in the face.
That's what we might be facing. Sure, what the hell's the difference? I could have lost it in the game anyway. Here. It's everything I have on me.
Got a couple of $100, Frank. Didn't think I'd need more.
Thanks.
Here. Here's mine.
$7,000. You won more than that.
You holding back at a time like this? Damn you, don't you realize if one of us gets caught, we all go down the drain?
Take it easy.
Hey. Hey, look, I'm just not thinking straight. Here.
We're still going to be short. See what Herb had on him. $4,500. Or just a little bit better than 42,000.
Frank, why don't you offer him the 42,000?
What if he says no?
Do we have a choice?
No. I'll just have to think of something. You guys better all get out of here fast. Straight home, no detours. Looked pretty good, Herb.
Lousy blank. Almost went off in my face.
Carmichael out of the hotel?
You kidding? He's out and running. He's probably halfway to the airport by now.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, Stoker.
Herb.
Max.
Good night, Herb. What do you clear?
5,000-6,000. Hanging in money. Which is another way of saying we missed you, Max.
Mutual, Stoker.
Did you really take a fall in Florida?
Yeah, for something I didn't do. Hey, would I lie about a thing like that?
Yes, you would. But not to me.
Stoker, I had a legit deal going. It was in real estate. Really legit. My sales manager used his own pocket for escrow and ran off with some down payments.
So you got hung for a sheep when you were really a lamb?
Yeah.
What are you doing loose?
My brother, the lawyer. You never met him.
You gotta be straight.
Are you kidding? He's strictly Walt Disney. His reputation's like the flip side of mine. So the judge released me in his custody.
Is that better than jail?
Well, you tell me. Yeah, it's better than jail.
Okay, we're back in business. Hey, I got this Mark in Cincinnati. He sells plumbing supplies. He's gotten rich because his brother-in-law's on the city council and hands out building contracts. I figure we can set him up the same way we took off that jukebox bandit in Chicago. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember how his fat wife screamed when she found that he lost some money. She didn't even know he had it. Fact is, Stoker, I got something in mind, but I don't think you're going to like it.
Come on, since when don't I like your action? What's the size of the score?
Expenses.
If I'm supposed to laugh, you tell me when.
Look, the mark I'm after's a phony dude who's a lot worse than the bum you just hustled in this card game. You decide to go along with me, I'll give you the details later.
For expenses.
I have to play it that way.
Even though if we get caught, we wind up in a slammer anyway, right?
That's right.
You give me one good reason why I should.
How long have we known each other?
It's a good reason. Okay. What's the mark's name?
Lyle Reddick.
Lyle Reddick.
He's a big deal at the League of International Charities. And, he likes to play the horses.
Okay. Give me a few days to set up a team.
All right, I'll check with you first next week. And, Stoker, thanks.
You're not the least bit welcome.
And Dirty Alice finds room along the rail and moves
Make it move, baby! Come on, let's see something!
Tuesday morning, Dirty Alice on the inside. Tuesday morning, Dirty Alice. And Dirty Alice gets up to win it a half length. The unofficial order of finish now appears on the totalizator board. Please hold all tickets until the stewards have declared the race official.
Yes, sir, Mr. Allison. Right this way.
The horses are now coming on the track for the running.
There they are.
Race.
Isn't the number 3 gorgeous?
Mr. Addison? Hey, Manuel, where you been?
I had to talk to the boys, you know.
Sure. See you before the next race. On the nosy.
Which one? Is any good?
I doubt it. I just picked him up off the floor.
Oh.
They're off. Country Blue is going to the front on the inside. Baby Doll's going with him, and Pearl Diver's moving up on the rail, followed by Solitaire and Foolish Pride. Going into the clubhouse turn, Country Blue and Baby Doll are still in the lead with Pearl Diver and Solitaire right behind them. Then it's Foolish Pride, Little David moving up between the horses, Candy Kisses, and Joy Boy. Turning into the back stretch, Baby Doll moves up to challenge Country Blue for the lead. Solitaire is now third, a length ahead of Foolish Pride, Candy Kisses, and Joy Boy. Into the far turn, Solitaire now takes the lead from Baby Doll. Coming into the stretch is Solitaire and Foolish Pride. Now it's Maze Trust and Double Down coming down to challenge the first two. Solitaire and Double Down, neck and neck. Solitaire and Double Down, and it's Double Down getting up to win it ahead at the wire.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Go get the money, we'll do it again.
The unofficial order of finish now appears on the totalizer board. He told all
Can't win them all, huh?
stewards have declared the race official.
It's only money.
Yeah. That's the way. Good time's always cheap, huh?
Got anything in the next?
Not yet. How about you?
Wouldn't it be great if it was this easy?
Now? No. Wait till the horses get out on the track. You better get back to work. What did Max tip you?
50.
Okay, he'll probably give you another one. Keep them both, and thanks.
It's a pleasure.
The horses are now on the track for the running of the sixth race.
What do you think of that four horse?
Four horse. Yeah, I wouldn't throw him out.
I mean, you like something better?
Let's just say I got talked into it.
Your little friend, you mean?
Well, it gets a lot closer to the horse's mouth than I do.
Yeah, I'll bet he does. Who's he like?
You see, it's this way. I sort of promised I wouldn't spread anything around. Part of the deal, you understand?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, wait a minute. I can't tell you the horse, but I never promised I wouldn't place a bet for a friend. You're a friend, aren't you?
Lyle ready.
John Addison. Margot Wilson.
How do you do?
Hi.
There you go, one happy family, huh? How much you want to put down?
200?
Will that get you even?
Are you that sure?
I usually get what I pay for.
500?
You can keep your money, but you pay me back out of your winnings.
Oh, boy, you're something else.
It's fun. Relax, enjoy yourself. Tell Stoker to buy $500 worth of win tickets on every horse in the race. Bring her back with you. You get out here often?
Oh, yeah, whenever I can.
Horses. That means we lose $4,500 no matter which horse wins.
You can't accumulate if you don't speculate.
Yeah, but you said the sucker only wanted to bet 200. Now, why didn't Max let him?
You telling Max how to run a con. He's beautiful.
That's terrific. You can start a fan club when you're on welfare. And make sure you get the 500 back on the winning tickets.
Summerhart still holds the lead with Village Sheriff second along the rail. And starting to move from far back, Longest Day. As they go into the far turn, it's Summer Honda and Village Sheriff, neck and neck, and here comes Longest Day, closing much ground on the outside. Into the stretch, it's still Summer Honda and Village Sheriff, now opening up a lane from the open. But here comes Longest Day, circling horses on the outside as he moves to the middle of the track. Summer Honda and Village Sheriff still heads apart, and Longest Day closing ground on the outside.
Yes,
it's Summer Honda, Village Sheriff, and now Longest Day. It's Summer Honda, Village Sheriff, and now it's Longest Day on the outside, taking the lead and drawing out. Longest Day. It's the three-horse.
That's right. Honey, give Mr. Reddick his win tickets on the 3-horse.
Should I cash the red 7?
On the way out, yeah. How about that?
That's 12 to 1. That's $6,000.
Not bad, huh? It's a shame we have to go.
Oh, look, let me buy you a drink. What am I talking about? I'll take you to dinner tonight, both of you.
Oh, it'd be very nice, but you don't have to do that.
It's settled. Harrison's at 7:30?
We'd like that. It'd be great. I have to fly up to Sacramento for a couple hours, but I can be back by 8:30.
Anything you say.
8:30 be perfect.
All right, don't forget now.
Not a chance. You owe me $500. Hey, I'm just kidding.
No? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's a bad joke.
All right.
I'll see you tonight, huh?
All right, I'll be looking forward to it.
Howdy.
Oh, what's this for?
I don't know. What can I get for him?
How about a karate chop?
Steven?
No, he had a meeting uptown, but he left you a message. He says you're wrong about Reddick. Reddick has $300,000 equity in $1 million office building in New York. You understand that?
I do. Steve doesn't. Reddick inherited that estate free and clear, which means he's already borrowed $700,000 against it and has a heavy mortgage to pay off.
Also, Steve said he'd be back at 7 if you're free for dinner.
I'm not. Why don't you put one of these in your teeth and go instead?
My, you're all lively and full of beans all of a sudden, aren't you?
It's this new girl I'm seeing tonight.
You're up to something. I don't know what it is, but you're up to something. Max, don't get into trouble. Your brother put himself on the line for you. Don't let him down.
Relax, Lola. Everything's fine.
I don't believe you.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
It's all right. Shirley and the other bimbo will be there keeping him company.
Yeah, who is the other girl?
Carol Peters. Gal we used that time in St. Louis?
The one who fell in love with the Mark?
It's all right. She's lived and learned since then.
I hope so.
Stoker, you remember now, I got to pick up my boss at his girlfriend's pad by midnight.
Don't worry, Cinderella, you'll be there.
Who's the maitre d' at Harrison's?
Louis. He's an old friend of yours.
How much do we have to pay for the old friendship?
100. So far, we're about 12,000 in the red and counting.
Louis, John Addison.
Oh, of course, Mr. Addison.
How are you?
Nice to have you with us tonight. Your friends are already seated. Will you follow me, please?
Lyle?
Hello, John. You were getting worried.
You look like you've been worrying. Margot?
It's a pleasure to serve you again, Mr. Addison. The chef was just telling me the other night.
What's his name?
Andre.
Andre, right. Don't tell him I forgot. Tell him hello and I'll have my usual.
Very good, sir.
Well, isn't someone going to introduce me to this lovely lady?
Oh, that's right. You haven't met Bonnie before. John Addison, Bonnie Freed.
I've heard so much about you.
How are you, Mr. Addison?
Oh, I won't take any local calls.
Saudi Arabia.
I'm sorry, team. John Addison. Sure, put him on. Hello, Your Highness. I'm fine, sir. How are you? No, that's what the California people said. No, I never agreed to it. I see. Uh-huh. Fine. Now, that sounds reasonable. Yes, in that case, tell the British people I'm going to move. If they don't like that, we'll get along without them, right? Right. Fine. Thank you, Your Highness. Nice talking to you, sir. Goodbye.
Trouble?
Depends which side you're on. Now, where were we?
And then the senator said he really can't talk to the stock market boys until he's sure he's going to be reelected. Fishing for a campaign contribution, you know? And then you remember what you told him? Johnny here says, well, Senator, what kind of bribe did you have in mind?
Just like that?
Just like that. He was a crook.
Johnny Addison! How are you?
Hello, Stan.
What are you doing here?
I thought you were somewhere else. That's what I'm doing here. Margot Wilson, Bonnie Freed, Lyle Reddick. I guess you're going to have to meet Stan Dent.
Pleasure, Slate. Keep your seat.
I guess you can tell he's from Houston.
You know, I've had 3 secretaries trying to track you down all week.
I'll have to get my own secretaries a raise. I suppose you're going to insist on joining us.
Just for a second.
Love it.
Oh, nothing for me, thank you. Johnny, I want to make you an offer on that gold mine in Arizona.
What gold mine?
One you own.
I'm not in the mining business.
You bought that mine and a half dozen others through your West Coast office. I checked records, transfers, titles. You bought it in 1970.
That long ago, and you expect me to remember?
What difference does that make? You don't care about it, and I do. Now, give me a price.
All right. I'll talk to my people and get back to you first of the week.
Reckon that'll have to do. You won't forget.
If I do, that's my answer.
I just love him, you know that? Even when he cost me a fortune. But he has done several times. You take care, Johnny. Here.
That's a promise.
It's a real pleasure meeting y'all. Excuse me again.
Who's that?
How many billionaires do you know?
I don't think I know any.
You do now.
Danvers?
Stanley Danvers. Well, you won't hear his name around a lot. You'll hear about the sale of the Queen Mary or the construction of an Alaskan pipeline, things like that. And when you do, you can be damn sure Stanley Danvers is making a few hundred more million.
I think it's funny you being a gold miner and you don't even know it.
What about that gold mine?
I don't know. You can be damn sure if Stan Danvers is interested, I'm going to find out why.
Well, I think it's that time. Why don't we go to the powder room and give the fellas a chance to talk behind our backs?
How do you like yours?
I'll let you know in the morning.
Look, I know you're madly in love with her, but could it wait for another night?
What do you mean?
I got something I want to talk to you about.
Sure.
Good. We'll drop them off on the way home from here. Margaret will explain it to Bonnie. Margaret's used to this by now.
Hey, Lyle, it's a nice night. What do you say we walk a little?
Good idea. Make me feel like I'm in New York.
Henry, we won't be needing the car anymore tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good night, sir.
Thank you very much.
Lyle, let me say first that we don't know each other very well. I don't mean to embarrass you, but I get feelings about people. I like the feelings I get about you.
Well, it's mutual, John.
Good. Are you free on Sunday?
If I want to be. Why?
I'm giving a little party for a business friend from Germany.
And that's not all there's to it.
Naturally. My business friend is aware of the fact that I have to sell off a few thousand acres of timberland in Canada. I have to for tax reasons, and he knows it.
And he's trying to squeeze you.
That's called business. What I want you to do is to outbid him.
Me? For how much?
What's the difference? I'm not going to hold you to it. Look, the acreage is worth $3 million. He can afford that. In front of him, I want you to offer 2 3/4.
Well, suppose he backs off.
Then it becomes my problem. But he won't. He doesn't know you, and he wants that timberland. He'll buy it.
And besides, he'll give us a chance to see how we work together, right?
Just can't keep a step ahead of you, can I?
Listen, where's this party going to be?
On my boat. I'll have a car pick you up around noon.
All right, that'll be good. Great.
Give me your money. Come on, fast.
Come on, kid, don't get crazy.
Get it up or I'll cut you, man. I mean it.
All right, just give us a minute.
Hold him, I'll get a cop. Wait a minute, Lyle, no, wait. Wow.
No, please. I wasn't going to hurt you. I wasn't.
We don't want to get involved in this.
You got it coming, kid, and probably worse, but get out of here.
Come on, you get out of here.
Jesus, John, you took a hell of a chance. Yeah, not so tough. You just got to stand up to him, that's all. Look, I really don't feel like walking anymore. How about you? Let's get a cab. I'll drop you off.
I think Carol handled it okay. I mean, she came on like she really dug the guy.
It'll never last, sweetheart.
Hi.
How'd it go?
Great. All set for Sunday. You got the boat?
300 a day if we don't sail. So we don't sail.
Doesn't matter. Well, what'd you get for the German?
Herb Carruthers talks to Wiener Schnitzel pretty good.
Good. Went fine tonight, huh?
Yeah, I thought so.
Hey, the mugging bit worked like a charm. The guy was great, whoever he was, but maybe you could tell me about these things beforehand. Ruin a good shirt. What's the matter?
I didn't set up any mugging.
You didn't set up any mugging? Sure it's him? All right, make like a sailor. All right, everybody, he's here.
Lyle, where you been? Johnny, look who's here.
Glad you could come.
How are you?
Fine.
Say, isn't this Dan Morgan's yacht?
What do you mean?
You see, Morgan invited me on a weekend cruise last winter. God, it can't be two like this.
Margot, see if you get me a straight bourbon. I hate champagne.
So you know Dan?
Yeah, great guy. How well do you know him?
So-so. Here, there, around town.
Dan has been having a little financial trouble, and he doesn't want it known in the business community. You understand?
Sure. So he sold you the shit.
Just between us, yeah. With the understanding that I sell it back to him when he gets on his feet again.
That's a hell of an understanding. For him, that is.
Well, I like to think he'd do the same thing for me.
Whoa there, John boy. I want to talk to you.
Countess, I'd like you to meet Lyle Reddick. Lyle, this is the Countess de Vigny.
Is he important?
He's my friend.
Okay. Hello. And now listen, John. I want you to sell those Swiss securities you bought for me.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Why are you being so agreeable?
It's your money. I just did you a favor. If you want to lose $10 million by selling now, be my guest.
You know, I loathe to lose money.
Then why don't you shut up and let me sell those securities when I think you should?
Don't talk to me like that.
You love it, you fraud. Excuse me a minute.
I guess you do agree with him.
I always agree with him, you idiot.
Is he still suspicious about the boat?
Yeah, I think it's all right now. Do you believe out of all the boats in California, Stoker would rent the one the Mark's been on?
You think Stoker's getting old?
Well, for a minute there I was.
Caviar.
You ready? Lyle. Excuse me. Lyle, I want you to meet an old friend of mine. This is Otto Kupper. Otto, this is Lyle Reddick.
How do you do, sir? How do you do? Johnny here. He tells me that you are interested in his timber.
Well, if his timber means money, yes.
Then you're really prepared to spend $2.75 million for his holdings?
I think it's worth that much, but not a penny more.
I see. No. Then I must congratulate you and wish you luck, Mr. Reddick. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Otto?
He quit?
Don't you believe it? He'll come back at me. That not a penny more bid was marvelous, was perfect. Thank you. Excuse me a minute.
Bad news?
No. It's good. Maybe. You remember that gold mine I was talking about the other night in the restaurant?
Oh, yeah, with that friend of yours? That wheeler dealer, what was his name?
Stan Danvers.
Right.
I asked my San Francisco office to check it out. Listen to this. With recent increase in price of gold, we recommend the property be investigated before sold on.
Well, that's true. The price of gold has gone up 500% in the last year.
It has, hasn't it? I really should get into this right away, but it's a tough week for me.
It's always the way. Listen, John, I got a little free time if I could help you out in any way.
Oh, no, I appreciate it, Latham. What I need is a geologist report. If I gave you the location of the mine, do you think you could check out a geologist in Tucson? Have him do a survey for me?
Sure. A few phone calls?
Yeah. Yeah, we could just fly in there this weekend, have a talk with him, and wrap the whole thing up.
We?
Why not? You help me. Least I can do is show you a fun weekend.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't mind mixing a little business with pleasure myself, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm too young to retire. And if a proposition came along, I'd like you to keep me in mind.
This timber deal's tied up with other people in Canada.
No. I don't mean anything you've already got going. But do you have any partners on that gold mine?
You gotta be kidding. This is a real shot in the dark.
Well, your rich friend doesn't seem to think so. And your San Francisco office, they don't seem to think so either.
You're starting to convince me. Okay, sure. Turns out to be something you can buy in.
How much would that be?
Well, let's see. The whole thing cost me $500,000 originally. You can have any part of it.
So that would be $250,000 for half interest.
Right. If it looks good, you got a deal.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yes, Otto.
Johnny, could I speak for you a moment?
Oh, sure. Loud.
Oh, sure.
Want it to look like a deal or an argument?
First one, then the other.
No. Too much.
We're talking about thousands of acres of land.
Listen, he's tied up this afternoon. He said he'll meet us at the mine at 10 in the morning.
Oh, he hasn't checked it out yet?
He's doing that right now. I figured you'd rather see the place than just get a paper report.
I don't know what for. I don't mean to be funny, but I wouldn't know a gold mine from a hole in the ground. This geologist, mining engineer, whatever he is, you've checked him out, right?
He's the best. Been doing business in this area for 20 years.
Good.
Max! I don't believe it. Oh, so this is where you disappeared to. Why didn't you tell me you were leaving Miami?
Who said I left?
Well, the police, for one. When I didn't hear from you, I called them. Are you out on bail?
No, I never got to that. I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Joe Rogers. Joe, this is,
I don't believe you.
I'm terrible with names.
And, since when am I a name? I'm Susan Monahan.
Hi, how do you do?
Come on, Susan, you just sprang out of nowhere. You surprised me for a minute. Have a drink, will you?
No. No, thanks, Max. I think I'll just spring back into nowhere. I'm sorry if this embarrassed you, Mr. Rogers.
No, not at all. Who is that?
Susan Monahan, I guess.
Do you know her?
Well, sure. Well, I thought you picked up on the fact I didn't want her to know me.
Yeah, well, I figured that when she called you Max. Then you introduced me as Joe Rogers.
Great-looking girl. She's a lush, though.
She didn't look drunk to me. Now, what was that about the police and you being on bail?
I don't know. Some story I must have told her. I've forgotten by now. You remember every story you told women in your time?
Depends on the woman.
Well, anyway, I got rid of her. I'm gonna go get cleaned up. I'll meet you at the bar in, say, an hour?
Yeah, sure. Hello, operator. Do you have a Susan Monahan registered here?
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Miss Monahan, but I was wondering if I could speak to you for a moment.
What about?
Well, may I come in?
Would you like a drink?
No, thank you.
Joe, right?
Yes.
Joe Rogers.
Right. Look, I'm a little puzzled. A little while ago with my friend.
Max?
Yes, he did remember you, didn't he?
Oh, he remembered me all right. Are you sure you won't have a drink?
No, thank you. What was it he was pretending not to remember?
Well, now, why is that any business of yours?
Well, there could be a lot of money involved.
Oh, yeah? Maybe your money, not mine.
Well, that could be arranged. You see, in business, we operate a lot like the Internal Revenue. We consider it a normal business expense to pay for valuable information.
That stuff real?
Now, what was it our friend was pretending not to remember?
Oh, hey, it's not that big a deal.
Well, what isn't?
I'm separated from my husband. One night last year, I was out with Max, and when we both came home, my husband was there waiting. He was drunk, and they had a fight, bad. Max had to really beat him up.
What has that got to do with the police?
Well, he brought charges against him. I mean, assault and battery. The goon was my husband, you know, and it looked bad. Anyway, Max, when he got out on bail, paid him off to drop the charges.
Is that all?
Listen, it was really a mess. Am I going to get to keep that $500?
Yeah. Listen, When you see Johnny...
Who?
I mean Max. I wish you wouldn't mention this little talk we had.
To hell with him. How'd I do?
You were a sensation.
Are you sure this stuff is mostly water?
Yeah.
How do people drink it?
Some to remember, some to forget.
Oh, Max. Hey, if this guy's the guy who swindled you on that Florida real estate deal, how come he doesn't know you?
He's the guy behind the guy.
Uh-huh. Well, even if I hadn't known who he was, I wouldn't have liked him. Very bad vibes.
Vibes are where you find them.
Max.
I'm not sure I want it.
You must be in a mine.
Oh! Anybody there?
Mr. Carson?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lyle ready. Mr. Addison?
Oh, hey, very nice to meet you, gentlemen. Mr. Addison, I believe you're the owner of this property.
Yes, that's right. You had a chance to analyze it, praise it, whatever?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I have.
Mr. Carson, this is lovely country, and it's a pleasure meeting you, but is there any gold in the mine?
You want the truth?
Preferably.
There's not enough gold in there to fill your teeth.
The mine is a dud. What does a man like Danvers want it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I know one way to find out.
How?
Offer to sell him the mine.
Well, what if he said okay?
Well, what if he did?
Serve him right, huh? Yeah. Stanley may be a little tricky, but I'm not. How the hell with it? Look, I got a lot of phone calls to make when we get back to the hotel. Why don't you call down to the desk, get us reservations on the first flight back to Los Angeles?
No, I didn't know there was a convention leaving town today, and I don't care. All right, if you can't get us on the 4 o'clock flight, what about the one afterwards? All right, if I'm not here, call Mr. Addison's room, please. Thank you.
Mr. Danvers?
Hey, boy.
Mr. Danvers?
No, but I'm a friend of his. Is he registered here?
I don't know, sir. The switchboard has a long-distance call for him.
Look, do me a favor, huh?
Yes, sir.
If you find him, let me know where he is. But don't mention I asked, huh? I'd like to surprise him.
Yes, sir.
I'll be right here.
Yes, sir.
Danvers.
Hello. Sorry, I know we met, but I can't.
Lyle Redding. Was having dinner with Johnny Addison about a week ago.
In L.A., of course. Sit down. I just got here myself. Great country, isn't it? How long are you here for?
We're leaving this evening.
We?
Well, Johnny's here with me.
He is. And listen, you two fellas gotta let me buy you a drink before you go.
We actually came down here to look at that gold mine you wanted to buy.
Gold mine? Of course, the gold mine. Well, that was last week.
You mean you're not interested anymore?
Oh, no, I didn't rightly say that. You see, he never did get back to me on that. I figured he wasn't interested. Why, you had something to do with that?
Could be. What'd you figure that property was worth when you were interested, that is?
Are we playing a game, Mr. Reddick? Or are we talking business?
I'm talking business.
All right. Johnny paid $500,000 for that property. That includes the mine and 1,000 acres of real estate. Since I'm interested only in the mine, I'd be willing to gamble $500,000 on that.
Gamble?
Of course. How do I know it's worth a quarter?
Well, Johnny likes a little gamble, too. And if you were going to buy him out, he'd have to show a profit on his investment.
That's what you tell him if he asks.
If he asks.
He will ask. Oh, I truly do love that stuff. It just goes right through you. Excuse me, Mr. Reddick. I need a minute to think over what you said. Mr. Reddick, make me a fair price.
A flat $1 million for the whole property.
Uh-huh. But you will take $750,000 cash, right?
I didn't say that.
Let me put it this way. If you get Johnny to take the $750,000, it'll be worth another $100,000 to you, personally, just between us. For your efforts on my behalf?
Where are you going to be for the next few hours?
Anywhere you want me to be.
Stay near a telephone.
Hi, Lachlan. I called out to the desk. We've got reservations on a 6:30 flight.
Plenty of time.
Really wanted to make a vacation out of this, you know. Got a call from Rome about a film company I've been after. I'd like to be in the movie business.
Sure. That'd be great. All those starlets? Listen, John, I was thinking, what are you going to do about that mine?
I don't know. Tell jokes about it, I guess.
Listen, I was thinking, why don't I take it off your hands?
What are you talking about?
Well, didn't you ever get a hunch? I mean, I just got this crazy idea that maybe if I worked the mine or the land around it.
Lyle, you were standing right there when the guy that you hired told us the mine was a complete dud.
I know, but that's just one guy. He makes a couple of $100 a week. Now, guys like us, we do better because we're willing to trust our instincts.
Either you know something I don't know, or you are crazy.
Look, I know it don't make sense, but I think it's worth a crapshoot.
Okay. Who am I to argue with you? I've done 1,000 wild things that other people thought were crazy.
And you haven't done too badly, have you?
So they tell me. Okay, so we both know I'd be selling you an empty gold mine. Sure as hell not going to make a profit on you. What kind of a deal do you want?
I don't know. You were willing to sell me half interest for $250,000 when you thought the mine was worth something.
That's right.
How about the same price for the whole pack?
that's what you want, I got the deed right here. If you haven't changed your mind by the time we get back to L.A., you can pay me then and we'll close the deal.
No, I was thinking if we did make a deal, that I'd stay on here and start things going.
Oh, I see. Then you'd owe me the money.
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I don't believe in taking advantage of friends in business. $250,000 cash.
You carry that much cash around with you?
Well, I figured if we did make a deal, that I'd rather not put it through the bank.
Yeah. Sure, I could use a little non-taxable pocket money. Huh? Got a pen? You just bought yourself a gold mine.
Mr. Danvers, please. Hello. Hello, operator? Yes, I know there's no answer. Did Mr. Danvers leave a message where he could be reached? No. Yes. Tell him Mr. Reddick called and I'll be in the hotel. All right, thank you.
What'd it cost us?
Well, $500 for the mine, plus the Arizona expenses on top of what we paid out in L.A. We are just about $25,000 out of pocket.
That's about what we figured, right?
Yeah. Now, can we talk about the other $225,000?
No.
All right, operator, would you get me Houston information, please? Hello, operator. I'd like the telephone listing for a Stanley Danvers, his office or his company in Houston. That's right, Danvers. Well, there must be a listing.
Mr. Reddick.
Yeah.
Mr. Danvers is not in his room, sir.
Well, did you check it out yourself?
Oh, yes, sir. His clothes are there, luggage, everything.
It doesn't make any sense.
Isn't that the same gentleman I paged for a call yesterday?
Yeah, that's right, Danvers.
Yes, sir, that's what I thought. Thank you very much, sir. After I checked his room, I asked around the bellhops, the doorman, you know. Mr. Danvers took a cab to the airport this afternoon, sir.
What do you mean?
Well, he didn't take any luggage. He might have been going to pick someone up, but he hasn't been back to the hotel since, sir.
Look, what are you talking about? Did you see him get on a plane? Did somebody see him get on a plane?
Now, that I do not know, sir. Excuse me.
You're a thief, man! You're a crook! You're a crook! You stole our money! God, listen, pal, get out of here! Come on in!
some Joan. Oh, you stole my money! You thief! You dirty crap! I'm not gonna take this and let it be split for nobody!
Now, what about that $2,000 check that mining engineer was supposed to receive? $50? You saw the check yourself? Well, now, why did Reddick say 2,000? Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no, it sounds like he's in pretty bad shape. Okay, listen, thanks for calling, Bill. Bye-bye.
Lyle Reddick has confessed the whole thing.
How come?
When they locked him up, he started babbling about being swindled out of $250,000.
Was he?
Nobody knows. He has no financial record showing a transfer of that much money. You know, when he found out the police didn't believe him, he started to rant and rave, and he trapped himself. He finally admitted embezzling all that money from the charity.
You think he really was swindled?
Oh, I don't know. He started giving the police a bunch of names nobody's ever heard of. I hope this isn't giving you any old firehorse temptations.
Who, me? I could say don't look an old firehorse in the mouth, but I won't.
I'm sorry I'm late, but you'll never believe what happened.
You've heard about Mr. Reddick?
Yes, I know. That poor man.
Well, what else happened?
Well, you know, this has all been in the newspapers and on the television, the business about the money being stolen. Well, today, some generous person sent an anonymous cashier's check to the charity for all the money that Mr. Reddick took, $225,000.
Oh, that's terrific.
Well, it just proves that when somebody like Mr. Reddick disappoints you, there's always someone else to help restore your faith in the generosity of people.
I believe that.
I always have.
Champagne, folks. Compliments of Mrs. Margolin.
I thought we should celebrate. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, congratulations.
No. To the man or the woman who returned that money to charity.
I'll drink to that.